It's about sharing stories that will grow into a brand new tomorrow. That's what arrow.net is all about. ARROE.net. We are unplugged and totally uncut from Hailey Green from NBC's The Voice.
I'm great. How are you?
Hey, you use that word great. That means you're really doing it, man. People don't throw that word around unless they actually are great.
Yes.
So being from the Mississippi area and stuff like that, I've always believed that the true soul of music is in that area right there. Because, there are people around the world, from the Rolling Stones to the Beatles and stuff like that, that basically became because of the soul that is in Mississippi.
Oh, yeah. We've got a lot of soul down here.
How do you grow with it then? How has it become a part of what you've done?
Well, it's kind of become a part of my voice, if I'm being honest. I try to use a lot of the soul and the rasp that's in my voice and even when I'm songwriting, I put a lot of soul into it.
When you bring up rasp and stuff like that, because being an on-air talent, I've got rasp in my voice as well, and some people, they won't hire me because I've got the raspiness and things. But yet there's something about the expression or the inflection that we put into singing as well as performing, even in a commercial, that raspiness is a presence.
Oh yeah, it's one thing that I don't think I'd ever want to get rid of in my voice.
I think it's so true.
I think it's a part of me now.
Yeah. How did you go through a movement in yourself where you go, you know what, I have to like me for being me?
Oh yeah, especially after the first season of The Voice that I was on. I had to look back and I was like, I'm not changing this. This is how I am, and I'm going to use it to my advantage.
I know what it's like to do a radio show and have to go back and listen to it and study it, because they call those air checks, and you have to do it with bosses and stuff like that. For you to go back and look at that first season, what was that all about? Because you know how critical creative people can be.
Oh, yeah. Well, I think I'm my worst critic. Mm-hmm. And I just looked back and I was like, okay, here's some things that I could have done better. Here's some things that I feel like I did really well on. And I kind of just took all that, thought about it, and I feel like I bettered my voice for this time.
Now, being on season 19, that was COVID-19 season, was it not?
Yes, it was. It was the first season back.
Yeah, because it's like that. Did you get to be on the stage, or were you one of the ones that was at home? It was on the stage.
So
you were the first one to come back then.
We were back.
Wow. So, and now you're in this moment again, and here we go. Is your heart stronger in the way of saying, no, I'm going to win it this time?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. My heart is definitely a lot stronger.
So now then, what did between the seasons and stuff like that, do you take vocal lessons? How do you prepare yourself? I know you said that I'm just going to be me, but how did you regain the attention of those?
Well, I started gigging like around 3 times a week with my band and my acoustic duo. And we've been gigging all up and down the coast in bars, restaurants, just little festivals, anything that we could get into, honestly. I've just been trying to gain more experience and better my voice for The Voice, just so that I could come back 10 times stronger.
Yeah. I've had the blessed opportunity to be with a lot of the major bands and stuff like that are just getting back out on the road. And it's amazing how they're all in unison when it says that. I feel like that we needed to go back to the smaller venues so that we could reacquaint ourselves with the true roots of why we became so big.
Oh, yeah.
What are the experiences that you go through when you're playing night after night inside those clubs? Because there is something very intimate about being in one of those rooms.
Well, the atmosphere is always amazing, especially being here in Mississippi, because people in Mississippi, we love our music.
Yep.
And they're very positive. If I'm being honest, people in Mississippi, they love to see a different voice. And when they do hear it, they get very excited about it.
Yeah, because the thing, especially here in the South, because I'm over here in Carolina, music is a way of life for us.
Oh yeah, definitely, it's a huge part of our lives.
And it was Dolly Parton that said that it's so funny when she says this. She says, back in the early days of Appalachian, they would use music as a way of telling news, and that they didn't have newspapers. It was in the songs they were singing.
Wow, I did not know that.
And so when old man Johnson tripped and broke his leg, it ended up in a song.
Oh my goodness!
and when after I read that about her and stuff like that, it's like, wow, I have to listen to these lyrics even deeper than that, because I mean, what you put into it as a songwriter, I want it to be your interpretation so that I can better understand where you were.
Mm-hmm.
How do you gain access to that creative level? How do you give yourself permission to write those songs?
Well, I kind of just sit down and I think about it for a second, and I don't know, it's hard to explain, but I have an idea in my head of kind of where I want it to go, and then I just start writing all of my thoughts out. And then I just take certain parts and I put it together, and then I fit it into this little songwriting structure that I have, and then I put music to it, and it's a song.
I'm glad you said the songwriting structure, because each person has their own individual way of bringing things to life. I'm a broadcasting instructor, and when I'm teaching them the editing and all that kind of stuff, I always want to show. I'll show you how to get to it, but you need to develop your own style, because you don't need to come out sounding like me. You need to come out sounding like you.
Definitely, yes.
Do you have the sound editors and stuff like that at home studio, or how do you break down those tracks?
Well, I've just started getting into breaking down and recording them on my own.
Yeah.
I'm just starting to get into it, and it's just been, so up to now, it's just been me and a piece of paper with my lyrics on it, and then a voice memo on my phone. I'm just piling up songs for when I'm ready.
Well, yeah, that's you're building up your library, are you not?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, it said that's why I read the Prince autobiography. He said that he would put down just a guitar riff and a lyric and maybe something that lasted 30 seconds, and then he would come back to it maybe 2-3 years later and build an entire song out of it.
Yep.
How do you do that, though? Because, I mean, how are you able to just kind of set it aside a bit?
Well, because it kind of, I don't know, this is how I think, but it kind of takes not a minute, but a little bit to kind of think about what you want to do with that song. Mm-hmm. And hey, maybe if you're working on this one song, you set it aside for like 2, maybe 3 years, and then you work on another song, but then you bring that song back. And you could potentially take the idea or some of the lyrics or the cadence even from that song and incorporate it into the song that you're writing now. And you could just help build the structure of your song more.
Yeah. See, that's the part of the process that a lot of people don't understand, is that building a song. It's like sure, you are a musician, but it's the music business. We have to understand the business side of it as well.
Mm-hmm.
Do you look at yourself as being that? Well, was it Gene Simmons of Kiss said that you have to be the president and CEO of Me Incorporated, and if you don't feel like it's bigger than life, nobody's going to believe it.
Exactly.
How do you take that to the band saying, I just wrote this song?
I agree with that 100%.
How do you take that to the band saying, I just wrote this song, I'm really feeling something here? And then, is it, because I love bands when they work together and when they kind of struggle together as well.
Haley?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Can you guys hear each other?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
All right, cool.
I can now.
Okay,
it was kind of cutting out.
We must have hit a little spike. Sorry.
Those darn satellites. What's up with that? Come on. Have you had one of those moments up on stage where things are going along real well and all of a sudden it just kind of disappears?
Yes, actually. It's happened 2 to 3 times. And, I mean, we recovered beautifully.
Yeah.
We don't let it affect us. We kind of just realize that we made a mistake. We think about it for a second, but then we can't let it get to us because we still have a show to do.
Yeah. I mean, that's like being a jock on the radio in the way that you screw up talking over someone's song intro and stuff like that, and chances are the listener didn't even hear it.
Mm-hmm.
So what is the next step after The Voice? I mean, now that you, do the season 19 and now you're season 21. What grows from here now? I mean, it's because wow, the marketing that you can do just being on the show twice like this. It's just amazing. It's all right there for you.
Oh yeah. So my plans for the future, I want to make an album on my own, and I want music to be something that I do for the rest of my life. That's what I want to do, and I've known that's what I've wanted to do since I was little, but I've kind of, since the age of like 13, I've kind of gotten serious with it.
Serious in the way that it's like, okay, this is who I'm going to be. I'm not playing just 45s anymore. I'm going to be making this music. This is it.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I want. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm losing my words. My brain just hops everywhere, and I kind of lose it.
That's the fun part about being a creative person. Because that's what's fun about being a creative person is that we're stream thinkers. We believe in the moment of now. We do things as it's happening.
But back on the thing that I want to do in the future, I want to make an album, but I also want to start touring. That's been something that I want to do. I want to travel.
Yeah. What's your dream city? Is there a dream stage that you want to be on?
Oh Lord, I know Madison Square.
Really?
Yes. I've seen so many people just the idea of being there. It's just I like it. And then the Opry, the Grand Ole Opry.
See, now wow. That, to be on that stage, there's so much history all the way back to Patsy Cline and everybody, and Buck Owens, and to be there.
I just thinking about it, I want to get to that level someday.
What do you think that's going to require? I realize it's practice. I know it's lifestyle. I know it's the doors have got to open and you've got to be discovered. It's amazing. And that's a part of the journey that so many people don't understand is that the hard work and loyalty and the perseverance that you put through it.
So, I think it's going to take a lot of practice, of course. It's going to take a lot of hard work to be able to get to that level, and I know I'm ready to put in the work. I need to take time to get myself ready for it.
Yeah. And and surround yourself with the right musicians, or is Hailey going to make this a big solo performance?
I want to surround myself with other musicians, but I also want to be an individual musician. I want to be able to do things on my own and not depend on someone else. But I want to make a name for myself.
Yeah, you sound like the interview I just heard with Paul McCartney in the way, because he's got a new album out called Paul McCartney 3, and he explains that he's everything on that album, that he plays every instrument, and he says, because I just want to be me. I love music, and I want to do it my way, and that's what I love how strong you are with that.
Thank you. Yeah, I've always been real big on representing myself and kind of showing people that I can do things on my own. I'm not just a 15-year-old girl. And I like the idea of being strong in myself.
Yeah. So your goal, is it to become an Instagram superstar or a TikTok superstar?
I'm not really big on all the social medias. Of course, I like them. It's not a huge part of me. Some people, and I'm proud of them for going their way, but it's not the biggest thing in my life right now. I like everything to be in the moment.
Yeah. Oh, see, you just spoke my street right there. You're absolutely right about that.
Social media has never been the biggest part of my life. I love it and all. And yes, the being able to be out there and promoting yourself is good, but it's not the biggest part. of yourself.
Yeah, and a lot of people don't understand that, before social media, it was live music. That's how they made a connection.
Exactly.
So where can people go to find out more information about you and give you some love and to really embrace your continued growth forward?
Well, my Instagram is Hailey Green Music Official. It's a long name, but hey. I do have a YouTube. It's just Hailey Green. I have Facebook too, which is also Hailey Green or Hailey Green Music. And I think those are the three main things that I'm on.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Well, you've got to come back to this show anytime in the future, Hailey. The door is always going to be open for you.
Alrighty.
Excellent. Well, you be brilliant today, okay?
Thank you so much.
Thank you.